Okay guys, we're going to start with our math message for today. We're going to be working with multiplying unit fractions and multiplying other fractions that aren't necessarily multiples. Unit fractions. But let's start off with this. Let's just do a little review. One lap around the indoor track at Mill Run Elementary School is 1/8 mile. Write a multiplication equation to show the total distance Lucas walked when he completed 3 laps. So we're going to stop, think. What do I know? What do I need to find out? I got to write a multiplication equation. That means I should have something times something. So a factor times a factor equals what? We know that he is going 1/8 of a mile, and he's doing it how many times? 3 times. So 3 times 1/8. This is a unit fraction. Our answer is 3/8. So this is kind of easy. Between what whole numbers is it found? Well, it's not even 1 yet. So between 0 and 1. What multiple of 1/8 is the answer? If it's in 3/8, what multiple is it of 1/8? Hopefully you've written down third. It is the third multiple. If my answer was 5/8, it would be the 5th multiple. Good. What else did I want to ask? No, I think that was it. Okay. So now we're going to go outside. The outdoor track is much bigger because it's outside. It can take up more space. And the outdoor track is 5/8 of a mile. So this time we're not multiplying the unit fraction. How far did he walk if he walked 3 laps? We're going to look at 3 different ways to solve the problem. It's good to know more than one way when you're doing things. Fraction circles. This is number 1. So you can do this on your paper as I'm doing. If any point, I know I'm going a little fast because I don't have you guys in front of me. So always remember, you can pause the video. Excuse me. So fraction circles, there's actually 2 different ways you could do it. I wrote 3 because he's going 3 laps. So I figured I would start with that. And then I'm going to count out. I'd split my circle into 8ths because he's walking 1/8 of a mile. And then I'm putting, here's lap 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all for the first lap. And when I do the second lap, I'm going to go 1, put all 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the third lap, I'm going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I were to count up all of my 8ths, this is 8/8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 8ths. So I didn't need this circle, but I put it in because it kind of made sense because I was walking 3 laps. Another way people do it is they draw the 3 laps, but only show the 5/8 of that lap. And then you can use it the same way. Now, if we're going to write our equation, we're just doing exactly what we did up here. We know he's going 3 laps. And what is the distance of each of those laps? It's 5/8 of a mile. Now, what would I get for an answer? Remember, our 8's always, I said that wrong. Our denominator is always going to stay the same. We're just taking the 3 and timesing it by 5 to get an answer of 15/8. Does it go with the answer we got up here? Yes, it does. Now, can we turn our improper fraction? Improper means our numerator is bigger than our denominator. How do we turn it into a mixed number? Let me grab my eraser so we have a little room to do that up here. So my answer was 15/8. So one way I can do it is just by subtracting wholes from it. So we know 1 whole, I'd be left with 7/8. So this would be 1 and 7/8. Another way, let's do division. Numerator, my divisor is 8. So 8 goes into 15 one time. 7 left over. Right? Whatever our remainder is becomes the numerator. Your divisor becomes your denominator. Some people draw a picture. That's fine. Any way that you want to get there works for me. So now I can answer the question, between what 2 whole numbers does this one fall? Well, we're starting with 1 whole. So it would make sense to say 1, and what would be the next whole in the number line? 2. Good job.
Oh my gosh.
We have one other thing we can do, and this is the number line. I feel like most people tend to not use this for this because it's kind of time consuming to sit and mark it all out and have all the lines in there. But what they're telling you to do is each one of these represents an eighth, okay? So it goes from 0 to 1 hole, I have 8 spaces. So if I counted 1, 2, it's off a little bit, sorry. 3, 4, 5, that's 5 eighths. So actually I'll do it like this. There's 5 eighths, right? How many times do I have to do that? 3 times, and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I get there, whoop, I went too far, sorry. And I see this is 12, 13, 14. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Sorry, guys. Bummer. I misread my own handwriting. 13, 14, 15. Here we go. This is the 15th because that would be our 2 holes. Okay, so great strategy, but it is a little time consuming. Very easy to make a mistake, as you just saw. So the next part is we're going to look at some mixed numbers, and this is what we call a mixed number. It means we have a whole number and a fraction to go with it. Oh, I think I skipped a part. Ooh, backtrack. We're going to go back up to after your math message. I kind of jumped ahead here a little bit with the second problem. So some of you are probably saying, you skipped this part. I did. I totally skipped it. So let's go back up. And we had 3 tenths. We had 5 twelfths. We had 11 sixths. And we had 1 4 fifths. So we want to write a multiplication problem using a unit fraction for each of these. So to stop and think to yourself, what is a unit fraction? Hopefully you remembered a unit fraction needs to have 1 as the numerator. So I'm going to write down my unit fraction first because I know what that is. So what would I have to multiply that 1/10 by to equal 3 tenths? Hint, 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 hint. So I get down to the next one. What is my unit fraction? Oh wait. 1/12. And what am I multiplying it by? 5. And what does that equal? 1 to 5. So this is the 5th multiple of 1/12. 11 sixths. So I'm doing 1 sixth. Multiplying it by 11. Now this one, I might get to this and come to a screeching halt and say, oh, I don't know what that means. Because so far we've just been breaking apart. I'm still doing 1/5, right? But what am I actually multiplying it by? I have to multiply it by the 4/5 and the whole. The whole is how many fifths? 5/5. So really I have to try to get this to 9, because 5 plus 4 is 9. So we need a total of 9/5. So I need to multiply this one by 9. So this is a little extra step, but there's 9/5. And check my work. If I divided, I would see, oh, well, sorry, I did that wrong. Do I end up with what I started with? Yes, so 9/5 is the equivalent improper fraction to that mixed number. Alright, so sorry I skipped over that. Alright, so at this point, we're going to hop on down to the bottom of the page. I think it's on page 2. It might have gone over a little bit to page 3. We have, I'm going to just show you one, and then I'd like you, actually no, we'll do them. This is a little more complicated. So this is just, we're going back to what I just showed you. We're going to take these, oh no, I'm totally lying. I read that wrong. 3 times 4 fifths. So we want to think of some ways that we can show this. There can be 3 different ways that we can show it. So if I wanted, I could show it like this: 3 times 4 over 5, because I'm going to take the 3 wholes. Hold on. I'm going to come back for this because I need to prep the board ahead of time.